it was one of those deals where you expected a big play at any moment from the offense. I was wondering if Frank Harris would be the quarterback. So I was watching a pregame to see the other quarterbacks throw the football, and I was impressed with them. So during the game, it wasn't a surprise to me that they had quarterbacks that they could deliver and on time, and they got a really sound system, and they've been scoring points over the years. So I was really excited from a standpoint of getting the 3 and outs. Probably 40% of the time that they had the football, we got a 3 and out. And when you're a tempo team and that happens, then you give it back to our offense, who was possessing the heck out of the ball. That's great, great for us, because we didn't have to play as many snaps. And if there was one thing that I'd love to have over again, is just the play before the end of the half that went down the field. But they had 5 seconds, and they had a great kicker. And so instead of putting our victory formation out there that is a prevent style defense, we thought we would try to defend both. And the quick out that would have given the kicker a little bit better field position, and the deep ball. And we just didn't get in field position to defend. We didn't get in position to defend the deep ball as well as what we should have. And that's on me. We should have practiced it more, and our guys would have executed it better. So that, and then we got misaligned a little bit on a deep ball later on in the game, to where we had to make a check just to match up with the numbers, for the 3 receivers that they put into the boundary, and it matched a good receiver against a younger safety that had come into the ball game. And I thought that they would try to go after him and go deep on him, and they did. But again, I think it was a little bit more our mistake as far as declaring the strength of the formation, and made us get into a check. So other than that, I thought that was a good offense, and I thought that there was a lot of good things that we did. Still got to work on our tackling. We had some plays that we could have made for little or no gain that turned into explosive plays, but that's a work in progress right now.
So you had the young quarterback Eddie Lee Marburger go in, and unexpectedly Frank Harris would have been the starter there for almost going into 6 years. How does it change your planning when the quarterback you prepared for is not playing, and a young quarterback you haven't seen much goes in?
The only thing that it did for us from a game plan standpoint was just change a little bit of some of the calls that we were going to do to spy the quarterback. If Frank had been in there, we wanted to make sure that we could contain him on the quarterback scrambles. And but Frank is still he's still a really good quarterback as far as delivering the ball. So the only game plan change was just a few spy calls that we didn't use.
Okay, Saturday, big challenge going up to Syracuse, Power 5 team, playing very well, and they've got a standout quarterback. Garrett Schrader passed for nearly 200 yards last week against Purdue, rushed for 195 yards. Tell us a little bit about your impression of Garrett Schrader, their quarterback.
I think Schrader is what every coach is looking for. He's a guy that well, first of all, let me say this: their offensive line is outstanding. Their offensive line does a great job of protecting the quarterback and picking up stunts and twists and blitzes. And if they break down, Schrader is a guy that can extend the play. And so they can use him. They can use him from a scramble standpoint to extend the play. He's good, but they can also use him in their run game, design run game, and for that reason they're able to keep their offense really simple as far as who they're reading and get into the very best play off of the read of the quarterback. And, when you're able to keep it simple, that's what everybody wants, because guys can play fast. And I think what Syracuse has done offensively is really simplified what they do, and they're really good at it. So Schrader is a guy that allows them to do multiple things off of one call, with his ability to read, his ability to extend plays, and his ability to keep the ball on the run game.
And just final question on, you mentioned the offensive line. When I looked at their stats, they're all 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", big, tall. Is that a big asset for them, for their offensive line being tall, as well as 310 pounds or more?
Not if you can't move. If all you are is long and you've got a lot of weight on you, but you can't move your feet, that's it's still advantage to the defense. But I would say when you are big, strong, and quick, then I'd say that's a considerable asset. I think the offensive line again is one of the best that I've seen in a long time. So that our work is cut out for us, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
We can go over to the Zoom.
Hey guys.
Hey, Coach.
Ken Sal. Go ahead, Ken. Go.
Ken McMillan from the Record. I asked Jeff this yesterday. Maybe you have an answer since you've been here a couple of years. Can you compare Garrett, Schrader, to any of the previous quarterbacks you've seen these last 3 years who are a great dual threat and physically big?
Yeah, the quarterback from Coastal Carolina is a guy that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and how he runs the offense is just I'm in awe of that guy. And I think Schrader's is very similar. I think he throws the ball on target, and he can pull the ball and run with it in a design run and read. And when plays break down in the passing game, he's really good enough to extend the play and either scramble to throw or scramble to run. And those are incredibly valuable assets to your offense.
So basically, you have to have somebody pretty much spy on him all the time. Yes.
Well, whenever you use someone to spy on him, you're taking away from the fits of the rest of your defense. So if you have one guy spying him, then that tailback is picking up a few more yards, and that's not necessarily a great thing. And if you're spying on him and you're only rushing 3, then it's hard to get to the quarterback. So you got to take somebody out of your defense that is very helpful in another phase, whether it's the pass defense or stopping the run. So you got to mix it up. You can't just do one thing, in this ball game, in this era, and win. I thought Purdue, lined up in a lot of bear front and played man coverage, man free. And, they were able to hold them to 35 points. And when I say we're able to hold them to 35, that's because, heck, they've been scoring more than that. So, I'm looking forward to the challenge. This is Schrader's a good quarterback, but he's not the only one on that offense that is good. He's just one of several. So we'll look forward to the challenge. We'll get after it.
Other than the big chunk plays that UTSA got in passing, were you generally satisfied with keeping them contained the other day? And then how concerned are you about the big chunk plays?
Well, I'm always concerned about big chunk plays. I don't want to give up explosive plays. I don't want to give up explosive runs. I don't want to give up explosive passes. And in today's game, it seems that it happens a little bit more than what I'm used to. The game has changed a good bit, and you got to be able to get the quarterback off his mark. And if he's back there and comfortable, then you're going to give up some tough plays. And but if you do get him off his mark and he scrambles, then you got to have somebody that's good enough out in space to get him down. And from a coverage standpoint, there's a lot of receivers out there that do pretty good. So was I satisfied with their defense? I'll never not be satisfied, with a win. It is hard as heck to get wins in college football, and I'll always be satisfied with a win. I don't know that I'm ever satisfied totally with performance. I always want to get better than what we were, and we gave ourselves some things to work on, and so we'll continue to work on those things and get better as the season goes on.
Nate, just sort of like I'm not trying to second guess or play hindsight here, but on that Hail Mary play at the end of the first half, Jeff had said the other day that the defender in the middle should have been ahead of the receiver. But that aside, if you're not going to knock the ball down, would you advocate mauling the receiver at that point because it's only a 15-yard penalty?
I'd do anything not to give up a Hail Mary.
But I mean the secondary guys, they're always like trained to either intercept or knock the ball down. Did they ever think about just creaming the guy?
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, we got a couple of different ways to go to town on the last play of the half, or what may be the last play of the half. If there's enough time to throw something quick out of bounds and move the ball up, then we have one defense to play. If there's only time to throw the ball down the field and it's absolutely the last play, then we have a different defense to play. And I think I chose the wrong defense for that particular moment. That's the first time I ever had a Hail Mary, that was successful against me, and boy, I hate it. But yeah, I own it. That's on me for not getting those guys enough work at that play. So,
And then
the answer to your question, as far as interfering with the receiver on that play, that would be 15 is better than 50. So I'd rather give up 15 yards than 50 yards any day.
Sure. Last thing, Jackson Powell got you your only sack late in the game, very crucial. Were you happy with or satisfied with the pressure you got on Marburger? And then just a few words about Jackson and what he's, how he's playing.
Yeah, again, most of the balls were coming out quick. They use the screen game, they use the quick game, and so if you're bringing extra guys in pressure, then that's not the right thing to do. Again, in those situations. So we had some blitzes that had worked against them a little bit the previous year, and we just kind of waited until the right time, I guess. So Jackson Powell did a great job of what an outstanding pass rush move, and we blitzed the linebacker and he ate up the back. And when Jackson made his move on the tackle, I felt very confident that he would win, and he did. So that was a good end to their offense on that particular night, and our offense did a tremendous job of possessing the ball and limiting our series on the field.
Thank you, Nate.
Sure.
Hey, Coach Woody, it's Sal from Black Knight Nation. How are you?
Good, Sal. How you doing?
Great. I have a question for you. What can you say about the way Jimmy Charlo has played in the first 3 games?
I love him. Absolutely love him. He's gotten better than last year, and I may have said this before, but I thought in the Navy game he was somebody that just really stood out to me in that ball game as far as his toughness and some of the things that he did. That everybody else didn't realize. I mean, he just had a hip pointer and just kept playing and making plays and doing good stuff for us. And after that ball game, I tip my hat to Jimmy Charlo and really respect what he does as a player and also as a leader to our defense. But in particular, this last ball game, the second play of their drive, he does a great job of stripping the ball and getting it back, giving it back to our offense and in good field position. And heck, he also made 4 other tackles besides that were really good tackles. He just exclamation point on how he finished with the tackle. But again, we played a lot of cover 2 at times, and that was working. And at some point, they had to go down the middle. And when they did, we had to have somebody that could handle it. And Jimmy did a great job of handling that deep ball on 4th down, down the middle of the field. And again, you could just as easily count that as a turnover, on that 4th down, in plus territory for our team. So that was a great play by him in the pass defense, and it was a great play by him, on the versus the run. All right, thanks.